Welcome back to the Heat Check Podcast. It is episode 48. We are back and better than ever for our March recording of the Heat Check Podcast. And boy, am I excited to be here. We got some interesting topics today. Of course, you've probably heard the news by now. Kyler Murray has been released by the Arizona Cardinals and has now signed a one-year contract to play for the Minnesota Vikings next season. And as much as we would love to be done talking about Kyler Murray, we're gonna have to get into it a little bit. But also on this episode, we will be giving our Arizona Diamondbacks season predictions for the 2026 campaign. Boy, are we excited. And then to round it all out, we will give our top 3 Arizona sports figures draft style. So we'll give you some more info on that later on. But of course, episode 48, Arizona is state 48 in the beautiful United States of America. So we felt like we had to do a little something special for the state of Arizona and everybody tuning in. But thank you so much for being back here. If you are new, make sure you follow us on our YouTube channel, Valley Sports Plug, also at AZ_VSP on Instagram, X, TikTok, and so much more. All of our links will be in the description below. The Heat Check Podcast is our once a month in-person podcast recording that we do here on video. We put out on our YouTube channel and is also available for audio only on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and so much more. We also do a weekly live stream every Tuesday around 7 p.m. And you can check that out on YouTube as well as those audio podcast streaming platforms as well. But I have to introduce to you our fellas here. Of course, I'm your host, Chris Patrick, and joining me, we have Arizona's 2025 Gambler of the Year, VSP Tallman. He won it. He did it. He's the Gambler of the Year.
Fellas. Hey, I like that. That's a good name.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
So how did you earn the title of Gambler of the Year? Like, what did you have to do to get that accolade?
I had to lose all my money.
Oh, you lost all of it?
Hours and hours and hours of work.
And over and over. And
He put in the work.
Hours.
He put in the work, put in the hours.
I sure did, guys.
But Tallman, glad to have you here. We also have Kyler Murray's Pee Wee football coach, Michael Benjamin.
It's always been and always will be the purple and yellow, technically. Is that what it is?
Yeah, is it yellow or gold or what do they call it?
There's nothing
Purple
on that Peterson
people.
one. It's just purple.
Oh yeah, we got the Adrian Peterson Vikings jersey in honor of Kyler Murray, and it's signed. It's signed.
Had to
Signed
represent
by AP himself.
for good old K1.
You gotta love it, man.
So down, Matt.
Well, we're definitely going to get into that. Also, you might see on the desk here, we have, I recently purchased the Nike Book 2 in the Spiridon edition. I'm going to play in them tomorrow. It'll be the first time I've played in them. Mike bought the very first or second release of
The second one. The orange pair was
the orange
second
pair.
one, yep.
And you weren't a big fan. I think we had talked about that last month or the month before.
Well, at first I was a little bit worried. The court feel wasn't the greatest, slipped a little bit more, but by the second time I wore them, they were worn in perfectly, and I've actually been wearing them every Sunday since.
Nice.
So.
You gonna wear them tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right.
I've been a bigger fan on court feel than I was with the book one, which I know is a controversial take for a lot of people, but I will also say a lot of the people who love the book ones are guards. So maybe that correlates to something, but
there might be some truth to that because I do enjoy playing in the book ones, not as much as my Kyrie 7s or the Kyrie Infinities. Those are my favorite basketball shoes of all time. But I'm eager to try these out tomorrow. They do have the mesh material, which I think a lot of people were excited about compared to the all plastic or whatever material it was on the other version. So we'll see. More to come on that. I'm sure on an episode of Pass the Outlet or VSP Live. I'll mention that.
Can I quickly say that I tried to get the Nike SB Dashawn?
Yeah, you were waiting in line for hours and hours.
4
today.
hours. Struck out at Face's skate shop. It was, I don't know. I know other people had a better time than I did, but that's okay. I'll get
What
them.
were the shoes?
So they're Nike SBs created by a Valley kid, Dashawn Jordan, who grew up here. And the shoe themselves is based off the 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, okay.
So the panels are all snake skin.
Yeah.
With
you were showing us a picture of that.
Black backing and then purple and teal hints. And then right on the tongue, there's this cool little charm that's a rattlesnake.
No shit.
So that was the main reason why I wanted to get it. It's I don't know who Dashawn is. Like he's a big guy. He's big in the skating community, but I'm not a skater. I'm a sports guy. And it was specifically made for the 2001 Diamondbacks. It signed me up. So I'm going to get him.
That's cool.
I'll figure out a way to get it done, but struck out, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's why we have the book 2 Spiridons here instead of...
In memoriam.
In memoriam, yeah. I mean, we had to do something. But no, excited to have you guys here. Eager to get into these topics. But Mike, before we do that, this last Friday, we had a big announcement for Valley Sports Plug, right? What was that?
Yes, sir. The 4th annual Phoenix Suns ticket giveaway is now live. 2 tickets, Section 109, row 11 to the March 24th. Suns versus 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. You also get a parking pass to the Jefferson Street Garage. You get access to the FanDuel Season Ticket Holder Lounge. And they're also giving away 5,000 Phoenix Suns mechanic shirts. So if you go into the stadium in that lounge area through that entrance, there is a very high chance that even if you're like 20 minutes before the game start, you're going to get that shirt. So we'll make sure when we do the drawing, which will be when you're listening to this in just a couple of days on Sunday, March 22nd, we'll give you all that information if you are the winner. So make sure you're going over to either Instagram or Twitter, aka X, right now to get signed up. This is our 4th time that we've done it. I cannot believe we have done this 4 times already. Yes.
Crazy. Yeah, and we're hoping to boost our subscriber count as well as give back to our loyal fan base and listeners. So make sure you enter into that contest, tell all your friends and family about it, and follow us here on our YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. But fellas, enough of the plugs, enough of the asks of our fans. Let's get into the topics at hand, and that is this first one: Kyler Murray signing his 1-year veteran minimum contract for I think $1.3 million. He'll be playing for the Vikings, and I think their fan base is pretty excited about this one. Obviously, they got him on the cheap, so it's a low risk, high reward potential situation for them. He's going to be joining Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison, Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones, and the whole cast of characters they have out there. The Vikings, in kind of a down year last year with low expectations, still managed, what'd you say, Tallman, 9 wins?
Yeah,
9 wins. So yep. With that defense and the offensive weapons they have, it seemed like a really good landing spot, I guess, for him if I'm being objective about it. And I think my fear is that if he has success in Minnesota, it could look bad on the Cardinals organization. And so I think that's really where I want to kick it off, is asking you guys, and maybe we'll start with you, Tallman. Just overall, what do you think of the signing, and do you think Kyler Murray will find success in Minnesota?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I think he's going to find success. I mean, it was the perfect scenario for him. I mean, look at the other teams, the Dolphins, the Jets, Steelers. I mean, I know there's a couple rumors about him going to the Steelers, but Mike McCarthy, whatever. You know, Aaron Rodgers is going back to the Steelers, right? So, and then he saw the Dolphins job get taken up really quickly. Right as the tampering stage began with Malik Willis, right? Yeah, that we could argue the Cardinals missed out on, which might be a dodged bullet, but yeah. Then the Atlanta job too was also linked too, but I think he found the perfect spot that he could go to, where he's probably going to find immediate success. As hard as that is going to be as a Cardinals fan, whereas like. But it was about time. We had to get off of him, and I think that him finally, he's going to have a good coach. Where I mean, I'd give you my house for Kevin O'Connell to be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not even joking, too, right? So he's going to have a really good coach. He's going to have some serious offensive talent around him, a good defense, and I think he's going to land on his feet for sure. But at the same time, it doesn't matter if the Vikings make the playoffs. I don't care. You know, I really don't care, because, guys, 7 years. 7 years is enough time where it didn't matter what he did after. It was just time. It was time for us to move on. It was time for us to start a new chapter. And I wish him well, whatever. But I think he had a home run hit of where he landed with the Vikings, because they're going to be a good team, and he's no stranger. Kyler Murray is no stranger to a good division, where that NFC North is going to be a really strong division next season. And I can't lie, I'm going to I'm gonna fucking tune in. I said the first curse word. Oh god.
Ooh, I thought he was.
I'm gonna turn in or tune in.
I thought he was about to be a Vikings fan.
I thought he was gonna say,
no,
"I'm gonna be rooting for him."
No.
You got that feeling too.
I'm not rooting.
I'm
not
aura
rooting for
coming
him.
I felt
off him
it,
was
yeah.
like,
I'm not rooting for him. I'm not my brother right
like,
now.
I already have-
Unlike Mr. T.
already
I'm
like
not
one
a-
team in Arizona that wears purple. I might as well just add
Okay.
another one.
No.
to the list, you know.
I mean, that is my Vikings jersey up there. So,
Oh.
excuse me. No, but I mean, you can't tell me right now that you're not going to be following the Vikings. You're not every Sunday. You're not going to look at what his stat line is. You're not going to look at what Kyler Murray did. You know what I mean? Like you're fooling yourself if you say you're not going to, because you are. I already know it.
So I'm probably going to, because the Cardinals are probably going to be piss poor. So I'm going to have to pay attention to something else other than them this year. Gentlemen, is this the lowest risk, highest reward signing that there has been in the past like 20 years in the NFL?
It seems like it.
This is utterly absurd, you know, especially with the QB carousel that Minnesota had last year with kind of the ineptitude of JJ McCarthy. Carson Wentz took on a couple of games. I mean, he did win some, and then who was the other guy who we were like, he had that one start?
Brosmeyer, what was it? No, that wasn't it. That was
can't
what
even
you
Brosman?
said. Brosman?
No, I said Brosman.
Yeah, I think you did.
I can't even remember. We literally
JP
just looked it
Lossman.
up.
We're going back to the mid 2000s.
What was his name? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter,
doesn't
but
matter.
it makes sense that Kyler wanted to go. He's betting on himself, but going to Minnesota is basically the easiest, I think, scenario where if there is going to be a quarterback battle during camp, I think Kyler's experience.
There's no quarterback battle.
But I'm just saying, if they are thinking about it, but you'd also have to say he had multiple suitors, so they probably have already had the discussions where it's like, you're going to be the starter for us with no questions asked. But since you're still under contract and there's still some things to prove, obviously, since his ACL tear a few seasons ago, we're not ready to sign you to a large-term contract. So show it this year, and then you can get another big payday, which if Kyler doesn't make big mistakes in critical situations, I'm with you, Tallman. I think that Minnesota Vikings team is going to be better than they were last year. And with mid to way below mediocre quarterback play that won 9 games last year, you're talking about a double-digit team win that could be competing in the playoffs. Now, am I ready to anoint them as Super Bowl contenders? Absolutely not.
No.
Because Kyler Murray has not won a playoff game. Now, the semantics you can go into, he was because he was with the Cardinals and that kind of stuff. But I did want to go back to your initial question, Chris, where you say, is it going to look bad on the organization if he does go somewhere and succeed?
Yeah.
I honestly don't think it matters. You know why? Because the organization already looks horrible with the way that they handled this split, the worst kept secret, the way that they had 6 to 8 months to have a plan of action by the time either a trade happened or the release would happen. And then they fumble in tampering, end up with Gardner Minshew, and tell people on the first day of fake free agency that Jacoby Brissett is going to be your starter this year. The franchise has failed already so immensely. I don't even think it really matters. I don't know if there's any lower than you can go from where they stand right now. Look at all the metrics everywhere, man. The Arizona Cardinals are dead last in everything right now, and that's how people feel about the franchise.
Yeah, no, and we see it every year with these player association report cards that Michael Bidwill, it seems to like spearheaded getting that shut down, but they still come out, and I don't know if they got leaked this year or if the NFLPA just completely ignored.
No, they got leaked.
They got leaked, yeah,
they leaked.
Because they were like, we can still give it to the players, and then obviously the players are like, well, I'm just gonna give it to the first media person that asked
so
me
many
about
moving
it.
parts.
Whoever leaked that, salute to you, man.
Yeah,
for real.
Salute.
No, because the fans have just as much of a right to know, because that's the only way you can hold your team accountable. And we've talked about voting with your dollar and like not giving the organization your money if they're making poor choices. And like the Cardinals have been have made an infinite number of poor choices over the years. And it's so, I think, complex of a situation. Like, because Mike, you're absolutely right. The whole way they handled the whole Kyler Murray thing from, what was it, week 5?
I think it was week 5 was that Titans
that
game.
Titans game, man, where you said it best. It was the worst kept secret, where it was a soft benching. You make up an injury because when he got injured, taking a football off the face mask and somehow hurt his ankle, there's no reason he should have been out for 10 weeks after that. And that's another thing about the Cardinals organization is they're so bad with reporting on these updates, on these injuries, and giving updates about it. Like, what the hell happened to Walter Nolan? Did he tear his ACL? Still nobody knows what's going on with his knee injury. But that's a whole nother topic. I mean, I think you are also right in that it was the best thing for both parties to move on. He had 7 seasons, 7 chances to be our franchise quarterback, and just never lived up to that, never took us to the promised land, never even got us into a deep playoff run. And I was telling you guys, like, that's the biggest thing for me is, like, a lot of people, and I'm not trying to put him on blast here, but Matt, VSP Mr. T Jr. VSP whatever the hell he wants us to call him. I love you, Matt, but, like, you're carrying so much water for Kyler, and to people like Matt to make the argument of, oh, well, the Cardinals never set him up for success, never gave him weapons. Bro, there's a laundry list of weapons they gave him. And even just recently with Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr., you had DeAndre Hopkins for a period of time. They brought in Hollywood Brown, your BFF from college, to come and play with you, and you still couldn't find success.
First round pick for Hollywood. Yeah.
The Kyler fan base, man, you really need to study it, because if you're coming from a standpoint of just being a Kyler fan and following and you really are behind this guy, and it wasn't about being a Cardinals fan and then becoming a Kyler fan, that's a different story. But if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan and then you see Kyler Murray drafted number 1 overall, might as well add, guys, we're not talking about a first round draft pick. We're talking about at the point where things were created for Kyler Murray to hopefully be successful. They hired Cliff Kingsbury, who had no head coaching experience in the NFL, because they thought that his style of offense was going to be conducive to what Kyler Murray's strengths were. And you saw it start and was positive till year 3. And then everybody fell off the cliff, where, literally, pun intended, Cliff had to be fired. Then you had to go in different directions. And Jonathan Gannon was always behind him and trying to give him those opportunities. And yes, we know injuries got in the way of some of those things.
For sure.
But there's still those lingering things that people always talk about. Was he truly a leader? Was he really somebody that guys could rely on down the stretch to keep morale high? How many times did we see him on the sidelines crying and wimping around, specifically yelling at, like, teammates and his coaches during that time frame? And the biggest thing I feel like people need to continue to remember is that he was the number 1 overall pick. Those kind of players, no matter what position they're put in, are supposed to transcend franchises, not have everything catered to them to be successful. Am I wrong off of that? Am I off base for thinking that that's how those players are supposed to be when they come into a franchise? To a certain extent, I get it, right? And especially normally in the NFL, it's the worst of the worst, drafting at the top. But you already touched on it. They gave him plenty of weapons. They gave him DeAndre Hopkins in his prime.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. I like 7 years is way too long for my taste, but there were a lot of parties at fault. But the amount of people that are coming out and being like, the Arizona Cardinals did everything wrong for Kyler Murray. It's like, you need to look yourself in the mirror. Crazy. You really do.
Yeah. To try and put it all on the Cardinals organization and say that they failed Kyler, it's not the case, because Kyler failed the Cardinals in a lot of ways. Because you're right, number 1 overall pick does have high expectations, but especially at that position, the quarterback, you're supposed to be a leader through and through, and you're supposed to elevate those around you. And who did Kyler ever elevate? If anything, like, players just covered up his poor play and inability to see over an offensive line. Like, the meme is literally like, oh, D-Hop's down there somewhere. Let me chuck it down there. The one of the best plays he ever had, the Hail Murray, was because he just chucked it up there and D-Hop went and caught it over like 3 guys.
Well, it was a Hail Mary, though.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. And he had to get it there for sure.
Yeah.
He caught it over 3 guys. That was DeAndre Hopkins making...
It was more...
That was D-Hop making
more
a catch
athletic plays you've ever seen.
A pass, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, for every incredible scramble Kyler had, he had an infinite number of shitty throws and bad plays and poor decisions.
At least one a game. He'd have one bad interception every game.
He panicked. He hated to be in the pocket. And it's like, and that's what I've brought up before is like, yes, you can be a great college quarterback. You could be a Heisman winner, one of the best college players ever. And it just does not translate to the NFL game. Like, look at Johnny Manziel. I know that's a whole nother story, but like, shit, JJ McCarthy won a national championship. His teammate now. And people are already...
he won a national championship throwing like 10 passes.
Well, yeah.
So
fair.
Yeah.
I just think about the 2 best seasons that Kyler Murray, you could say the team had when he was here, which was when we went to the 2021 playoffs, when we started 7-0. Was it 8-0 or was it 7-0?
7-0, then we went 10-2.
We went 10-2
to the Packers, went 7-1.
Mistakes, faltering. I think D-Hop was hurt a little bit down the stretch that season, right?
D-Hop got hurt in the Packers game that we lost, our first
But
loss
when
of the
did he
season.
come back?
I don't know. He missed a couple weeks.
Okay, but probably not enough to the point where they lose like 5 out of the last 6 games and lose the NFC West division.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those were mistakes made by Kyler and not running the offense correctly. And, you know, we won't get into schematics. The schematics of that playoff game. I mean, that's a big part about it too. Him quitting on the team, literally quitting on the team.
Yeah.
Colt McCoy has to go and be like, you need to finish because you are supposed to be the leader. You can't cry in the corner. How many times did we see those weird ass like scramble throws for interceptions, and then it finally came to fruition and it cost us in a big way within that game? And then not this past season, but 2024, we're winning the division. And then down the stretch, Kyler is throwing these horrible interceptions to division foes where we lose those games and then we lose the division lead once again down the stretch. So like that kind of encapsulates his time here. So when there was success and he did start off hot, he always tailed off and he always choked. Like there's no way around it. Like, and what? Like technically this year to start the year, everybody was healthy. James Conner was healthy. Trey McBride was literally probably the best tight end numbers-wise this year, so you could say he had the best tight end season ever.
He was the best, yeah.
Marvin started a little bit earlier. Michael Wilson started to happen. So you had all these weapons around you, and you're barely beating the bottom feeder Saints and the Carolina Panthers, even though the Panthers
Well, the Panthers, that turned out to be like one of their better wins of the season.
But
and isn't that another thing? Like, how one-dimensional are you where you can't... Like, Michael Wilson it's not like he all of a sudden got good. Like, he was probably always a pretty good wide receiver, and Kyler could never get him the fucking ball.
Yeah.
And even Trey McBride, I feel like his progression was hindered to where, like, Trey McBride might be the best tight end in the NFL. If it's not him, it's like Brock Bowers at this point. And
no, it's Trey.
It's Trey, for
There's
sure.
no more debates.
Well, I mean, you look at not this previous season, but the season before where Trey had over 100 receptions, right? And he only had, like, what? 2 touchdowns,
right?
I mean, I don't. And then you saw last season with Jacoby, the guy had, what did he finish the season with? I know you had a bet on it, Mike. Didn't you have a Trey McBride to lead the NFC with touchdowns, or
the NFC West in touchdowns? Yeah.
What did he finish with? I know you know. You have to. You had a bet on it.
Was it 12?
Was it 12? That seems high.
But what's also funny is...
Anyway, I don't know what it was, but he scored a lot more touchdowns.
When we were talking about Larry Fitzgerald's induction, or soon-to-be induction into the Hall of Fame, we were looking at the quarterbacks that threw Larry Fitzgerald a touchdown. And Josh Rosen threw Larry Fitzgerald more touchdowns than Kyler Murray did. And 11. I think Kyler had 2 seasons with Fitz to Rosen's 1. And granted, it was on the back end of Fitz's career, and there's a whole lot of other factors that go into that. But Kyler's inability to throw touchdowns, period, and more specifically the red zone, it didn't exist. And like he would always resort to scrambling before he would stay in a pocket and try and throw it. Like, And I just don't see how you can be successful in the quarterback position in the NFL not being able to throw out of the pocket or take snaps under center, to where everything had to be done out of the shotgun, and teams know that. Defenses plan for that.
Exactly. That's a great point. I mean, it's with that, like it worked for a while.
Yeah.
But like once people have the tape on you, it's like, you know, you have a spy every single play. Like someone's waiting for you to break the pocket and scramble, right? And I mean, it worked for a short period of time, like what he was doing. But then after he got hurt, it was like then he would go and scramble, and it's like he doesn't want to get hit. Like he wasn't even the same runner. So the one thing that was his bright spot of his game now turned into, it wasn't even bright anymore. Like it wasn't even his strong suit. Like he couldn't run the football. He never did. And then he also couldn't stand in the pocket and pass the ball. Like he couldn't see.
Yeah.
Like, so it's, I don't know. I always take it back. Sorry, my mic's fucking
you're
up
good,
here.
you're
There's
good.
my second curse word.
Oh, shit.
You better watch out the way that
I know it's all wrapped around.
Teetering
turned
a little
around
bit.
there.
Yeah. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But I take it back to the one Jacoby Brissett pass to Michael Wilson over the middle of the field, and Michael Wilson took it for like 60 yards. And the first thing we all thought to ourselves was Kyler Murray couldn't have made that pass. And it's true. Like we didn't see that even in the wins, like even in the games and the wins that we had last season that Kyler Murray played, like you didn't see any of that. He was a different player. He was a different player. And I don't know. I'm curious to see what he does in Minnesota, because we said they're going to be good, but I don't know how good. I don't know how much of a part Kyler Murray's.
I was going to say, is that going to be a function of Kyler?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think more competent quarterback play is going to, go into an overall team success, because their defense is still really good. And then if you have good weapons and he's not turning the ball over, but that's where it's still going to come down to, does he make the mistakes or not? There's just always those little things, man. Like you remember before, or when training camp was going on and Burns and Gambo were interviewing Kyler, and Gambo said, well, the deep ball has been down this year. And he was real quick to be like, no, my deep ball is fine. My deep ball is fine. It's like, sometimes you gotta just like take accountability and be like, you know what? Yeah, the literal numbers are in front of us that say that the deep ball is down. So it's something that I'm working with my team on. We're looking to find out what I have to do in regard to either drop back, timing, positioning of my body, getting better launch angles. Like those are the things for me as a sports fan where I love. Because I love a player that is always looking to get better and explain to me how I'm trying to do that. When you're so quick to say like, oh no, it's not, you're telling me that you're perfect. Like,
yeah,
here, Tallman, I'll jump on train. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
No, straight up.
So this is my final overall theme in regard to Kyler Murray. And I think a lot of people, I feel, can echo this same sentiment. Kyler Murray was not the worst quarterback we ever had, but he was not the best either, okay? But he was a good quarterback at times. He showed big flashes. He did have a big arm at one. You think about all those deep balls he threw to Christian Kirk at the beginning of his career as well. But the facts are the facts, and everybody wants to pick one side or the other. And, the other side, the Kyler truthers have been saying, well, the Cardinals were 5-25 in the past 5 years when Kyler didn't play.
Without him, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They were also under 500 when he played. They were like, 38, 48-1?
Something like that, yeah.
So he was 10 games under 500. So, I mean, sometimes you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, he wasn't enough to lead this team to success. And that was the truth. And we had 7 years of it. So, like we've already said multiple times, it was time to move on. Now, I wish we didn't do what we've started to do in the moving on, but it's time to move on. Like, I'm not willing to say, yeah, give him a third coach and let's see if he can get it right this time. There's no more this time. There were just no more this times.
Yeah, and and I know like there's some relitigation of the past that's happening. Obviously, we have to talk about it, but this is really like the good riddance moment, because he has had ample opportunities with a variety of teammates, a variety of weapons, different coaches. But what I wanted to say is, like, again, going back to people saying the Cardinals failed Kyler, but like if you think about it, like these offensive coordinators, whoever was calling the offense at the time, was limited by Kyler's ability to how can you draw up a scheme for a guy that can't stay in the pocket? You have to try and get creative, and it's like now that's what the Vikings are going to have to deal with, and like. Yeah, he might be able to get carried by their defense, which I think will help him a lot. And I don't think Kyler Murray's a terrible quarterback. I don't think he's, not capable, but he's not a top tier quarterback. And like you've pointed out, the leadership aspects of it all. I mean, there was a reason that they built the homework clause into his contract when that renegotiation was happening.
Oh, the homework
That doesn't
clause.
just come out of nowhere. That's not a thing that people are just like, well, we're going to put this in here just because we feel like it. That was born out of something. That was him, and we don't know because the Cardinals play it close to the vest, and to some extent, I think that's good in some cases.
It was the iPad time, dude.
Right, because we don't know. Like, what there was
Didn't put in he Johnny Manziel did. He had 0 minutes on his iPad.
Was that what they said?
No, I don't think that.
But that's the thing
actually
that we
came
don't
out,
know. But there's a reason. Like there was something like maybe they were in meetings and they were asking him about certain plays or like, and he wasn't able to reiterate it. And this is all purely speculation. I don't know, but like,
So I could tell you about how many kills you need for
for an AC 130. Yeah.
Exactly. One time last week, I got 30 kills. I got a nuke.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't think it was like because a lot of NFL players play video games and they stream and like.
Well, they're all kids.
But
man. What do you mean?
Right, exactly, and like that's fine. I play video games.
There's
You guys play video
there's
games.
There's nothing
like,
wrong with it.
But the thing is, like, you gotta when you're in any profession, you gotta be able to do your work. You gotta be able to come in and do your job.
When you're getting paid $40 million a year, like take it seriously. You know what I mean? Like play video games in the off season, like.
But then that's the thing.
It doesn't mean like a random Monday night you can't play Call of Duty, but like do your job first.
Well, what was I don't remember the exact game or the season, but there was a game where it was like literally like a terrible loss, and within like 2.5 hours after the game, he was live on Twitch.
That's crazy.
To where it's like, dude, like I'm not saying like you have to be shell up and you can't.
Did he always go live?
For a while there, he did. I think late.
Then he got smart.
I think he got some training, or his agent was like, "Hey, maybe the optics aren't great." Dude. But that's the big thing about it is like the optics of it all. And like again, there was a reason they put that clause in there is because it was an issue to some extent, and we will likely never know the reasoning or like the thought that went into that. But it created a whole hullabaloo and a big fucking issue where it looked bad on the organization, it looked bad on Kyler, and that whole contract negotiation was just such dog shit. And it's like that contract now obviously he's not like the highest paid quarterback, but like we cut him and we're gonna eat 50 plus million of
they didn't
his
even need
contract.
to sign him to that contract at that time. He still had 2 years left.
Right.
The Cardinals got bullied by his agent.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh yeah, they wrote the letter, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right, the letter. And then the Cardinals' idea was, you know what, we might as well do it now rather than wait next year because the quarterback market's going up. That was right when the Browns signed Deshaun Watson to the fully guaranteed. So they're like, okay, maybe we're getting a good deal here. So they were getting ahead of it to potentially save in the future. But like, they didn't even have to sign him to that contract. And the funny thing about the homework clause was that was leaked out. Imagine if that almost didn't come to public knowledge like that.
Well, they ended up taking it out. They got bullied into taking it out through the public.
But did they though? Did they
take it out?
Did they take it out?
I'm pretty sure they did. I thought they came out and said yeah.
Yeah, but they probably just said that.
But that also just
I wouldn't take it out.
It speaks volumes on the franchise itself. How many times have we talked about like this team getting bullied into doing things, or this team getting like there's so much. The leadership is so inept in their initial decisions that like enough outcry can come out where then they like go back or they never like double down on their stuff. You know, like if you, no matter the optics on what Jonathan Gannon did this year would look like to the fan base, if you were like, he is the right guy, we're just going to move the people around him, go for that. But like,
yeah.
They have no spine. Like Michael Bidwill has no spine. Like the people around him don't have the spine to like stick to their morals sometimes. And they go and they're so wishy-washy. And when you have that kind of leadership, you never have a strong, cohesive unit around in every factor of a franchise. And that's why the Arizona Cardinals have been dog shit for so long.
Do you know what would help all that? Everything that you just said. Having
Matt Ishbia buying the team.
Well, yeah, that absolutely.
No.
Having a real team president.
Yes.
That would help. That would help. That would solve. Obviously, it wouldn't solve it overnight or correct every single thing wrong with it, but it would be a step in the right direction.
And what's
somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, no.
Not saying Bidwill doesn't know what he's doing, but somebody that is.
I'll say it.
Someone that's done it before.
I'll say it. Michael Bidwill doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
Because if he did know what he was doing, we would find some modicum of success, and the Cardinals are just incapable of it. And the thing about paying Kyler Murray all that money at a time when you didn't need to is then you guaranteed that you had to roll him out as starter every single Sunday. You had to make Kyler the starter. There was no other option, to where we saw it this last season. The only excuse you could come up with to bench him was to make up a fake injury, to where now you get to see Jacoby Brissett. Mid-foot sprain, my fucking cock. Dude.
Have you ever heard that before?
No.
My God, he said.
There he is.
Getting off the rails here.
Oh, that's
good. But I speak passionately about this because it just feels like the Cardinals have wasted 7 years of potential of building something, trying to force a round peg into a square hole with Kyler Murray.
5 years.
At least 5 years. And we gave him a chance.
It was a little exciting. For a little bit there. They had our attention.
There was
some
time.
5 years ago.
But it's easy to look back on it now and say, you're right. They might have wasted 7 years.
5 years ago. I'm closer to 40 than I was at that time. Then the Arizona Cardinals gave us something to actually be excited about.
Like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Man, I have to say, Chris, you said it, like, Michael Bidwill is getting dangerously close to being put on the same level as his father as an owner, because they're getting close to the same amount of time frame that they've owned the team here in Arizona specifically.
Damn,
and
yeah.
maybe I'll give you some homework to start look into the records at this point.
What, are you going to add a clause in my contract?
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, we're going to put a clause in your contract.
Fuck you guys.
What are the overall records? Now, I was in Sun Devil Stadium watching those dog water teams in the mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, going 4-12 every year. How many 5-11, 4-12 seasons have we had now with Michael Bidwill as the owner or the general manager? It's getting up there.
Yeah,
so
I'm curious.
It's like, I don't know, guys. The scary part about this is, obviously, I'm just a fan. I don't have the answers. But as somebody who is like paying attention to this team on a daily basis, I'm getting to the point where, like, I don't even know where to begin with this, because it seems like we're setting Mike LaFleur up for early failure already. And I think that is unfair to him. I think that is totally unfair to some of our great players that we still have around.
Mike, you ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So Bidwill took over the team, control of the team in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals are 145, 178, and 2 over from 2006 into 2026.
Okay.
So it's a
145, 172, you said?
And 178.
When did his dad bring the team here? In
1988?
1988?
Was it 88?
first
Yeah.
season?
So about 20. They've had about 28 years each, Mike. You're about right there. Pretty close, right?
Well, no. So he took it over.
2007.
He took controlling of 2007. So that's only
19 years.
19 years. Yeah.
But it's almost the same amount as his dad.
Yeah, because 89 to
Was like-
07 or 88 to 07, that's like 18, 19 years. So that's it's valid, because, I mean, there have been, you could say there's been more exciting times, and the more, like, obviously we went to a Super Bowl in that time period, but it's just like the whole Kyler Murray era is so wasted. And I know we're gonna have to move on from the past, and like I know, I'm sure it's not the last time we'll talk about Kyler Murray, especially as his season goes on with Minnesota. But before we move off of the topic entirely, I want to kind of talk about Kyler Murray's immediate future with the Vikings. Tallman, you had kind of mentioned it, and in passing in there, and when we first started talking about this, but I had it written down because I think it's an interesting topic. They bring him in on this $1.3 million contract, probably with the idea that he will be the starter. But you really think there won't, to some extent, be a quarterback battle, because J.J. McCarthy's going to want that starting job. They drafted him with a first-round pick.
Yeah, he's already had his
and he's
chance,
going into his
dude.
third season?
He had his chance. Dude, so look back. All right, so not this past season, but the season prior, the Vikings had what was it? They had Sam Darnold and they had the Colts guy, Daniel Jones. They let both those guys go in free agency, and they said, you know what, JJ's our guy. He was not their guy. The Vikings fired their general manager.
Careful with the cord there. You're cutting out a little bit.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So because it keeps dropping, it keeps drooping, it keeps going down.
Oh shit.
Okay.
no.
Anyway, so we're good. So you can see like they right now it's so you if you look back at that and then them losing those two guys, the general manager got fired. They didn't hire a new one. So right now it's Kevin O'Connell. So and then if you look at the no tag clause,
the no transition tag, yeah.
That wouldn't be in there unless he's going to start. He's going to start. I don't think there's any way, shape, or form that there's a quarterback battle. Kyler Murray is going to be the starter week 1.
I want Mike to chime in on this, and he might agree with you, but I just want to ask you a follow-up here. Like, what is the long-term plan for the Vikings then? To Kyler Murray, so in their mind, maybe Kyler Murray proves it this season, and then they sign him to a long-term contract?
Yeah, they go to the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Because you're getting him on an immense discount.
Yeah,
right?
The Cardinals are paying his contract.
Say if Kyler Murray would have went to free agency this year and not been getting paid by the Cardinals, he would have got more money than Malik Willis did.
You think so, though?
Yes.
Probably, just because there's a bigger resume.
Well,
because he has a
true.
larger resume. He started more games in the NFL.
He's got more than 28 dropbacks.
I think
he has a Heisman Trophy.
I think that people
Year.
are going to give him more credence as a possible NFL starter than, what was left out there, basically. But man, I think you should go into training camp with a quarterback battle because JJ McCarthy technically has only played one season. He played last year because he was hurt his entire rookie year.
Before, yeah.
So give him an opportunity. You're paying him less. You're paying Kyler Murray nothing. So if JJ is the guy and he continues to grow, you're still paying him on his rookie deal. But you see, that's why you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because, you want to give Kyler Murray all of the opportunities to see if he is the guy that can work within the system because you could possibly strike gold while you're only paying him $1.3 million. And then you can know that that's your quarterback of the future because he still is under 30 years old. And then you pay him the big bucks next year. And then you trade JJ for pennies on the dollar at this point.
You just cut him. Yeah.
Yeah. I think position battles are always healthy, especially for guys that none of them should be anointed anything.
Well, that's something Kyler's never had.
Especially Kyler, too.
Kyler's never had a QB
Great
battle.
point. Yeah.
He
hasn't.
He came in and was handed the keys and was like, "You're the kid." And I think that goes to his, I'm going to call it arrogance.
King of the castle.
Like, that's why he's not a leader because it was always handed to him throughout his whole life. It's like, "You're the greatest. You're so good. You're so good." And he's just like, I don't think he ever felt like he had to put in the work to be great.
He lost 4 games in college. He
never lost in high school.
Never lost in high school.
And remember when he stood on the podium and he reminded everybody all of his accolades that weren't in the NFL? I don't care what your accolades were in the past.
Oh, he
We're
learned
in the big
quick,
boy league
dude.
now.
He learned
dude.
quick.
That's like the guy who peaked in high school, and it's like,
well, that's him, yeah. But no, Chris, I'll ask you the question.
Sure.
So, say there was a quarterback battle to happen. Do you think JJ McCarthy is going to beat out Kyler Murray in that battle?
In height, he will.
I know JJ. hey, I know JJ McCarthy can stand in a pocket and deliver a pass.
Oh man, are you sure though?
I'm not sure, honestly.
No,
I don't know a whole lot
he's
about.
not.
Okay, we're going.
He likes to run. He likes to get crazy and then run, scramble as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so the last thing I want to say is, or pose to you guys, when we're talking about Kyler Murray and this season coming up and then his future extended beyond that, right now, as you see it today, is Kyler Murray a top 30 quarterback in the NFL?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You think so?
Because there's only 32 teams.
I know, but like other teams, like look at the 49ers. They got, is Kyler better than Mac Jones? They got 2 decent, Brock Purdy and Mac Jones.
I mean, I wish Mac Jones was on our team.
Because
that's great. Didn't Mac
the
Jones
Falcons
beat him in the matchup last year?
Right.
Yeah.
He
never played the
last year. The
Niners.
Falcons.
No, he did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
that was when
three.
they wore the jerseys.
Week 3 in San Francisco. Kyler Murray lost
Tallman,
to...
your microphone's not even plugged in, brother.
Oh, it's not.
Jesus Christ.
How about now?
It is plugged in now. Did you hear it snap into place?
I did, yeah.
All right.
Why
well,
don't you
is it
get
good?
your
Can you hear
hand
me?
away from the bottom
Because
of
it
the
keeps
microphone?
Fucking falling, Michael. Jesus Christ.
This is like, we got to go through microphone stand 101 with this kid. It's
God,
crazy.
right.
We're gonna get him a stand at the
we
break.
got to get
How
him a
about that?
stand. Yeah,
At the break,
we'll
stand.
get him something.
No,
in
don't
the
worry
break
about it. It's
but-
fine.
Okay, so I don't necessarily disagree with you guys, but I think I'm questioning that. And I think we're going to find out this season if Kyler is a top 30 quarterback, and he's got to prove it. He's on a prove it deal.
I'd say he's top 15.
Okay. If he was top
All right,
15, the Cardinals wouldn't have moved off of it.
Name 15 quarterbacks better than him right now. Go.
We'll save that
Do
for
it.
another time.
Yeah,
It's
no,
time
no,
to
no,
move on.
do it, do it. We're doing a
You
different list.
You
We're doing
can't
a
do it off the top of your head?
No, it's time to move on.
It's time to
we
move
have
on.
we have talked about Kyler Murray way too long.
Yeah.
I'm done
So
with it.
anyway, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think it's the last time we're going to talk about Kyler Murray. Actually, I can guarantee you it's not the last time we're going to talk about Kyler Murray. But it is what it is. Obviously, when a guy you've had for 7 years and is a top 30 quarterback in the NFL and he moves on, we're going to have to make those comparisons, especially when you consider the down year that is ahead of us for the Arizona Cardinals. But I think for all of our own mental health, we need to move on for this 48th episode of the Heat Check podcast. And that brings us to our next topic, and that is the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are in the midst of their spring training expedition, or whatever you want to call it. And I'll be honest, I have not really too much been keeping up with the wins and losses in spring training because they don't really matter. It's all about getting reps, and nobody can ever remember who won spring training. If there is winning spring training, I think they do have some type of standings, but it really doesn't matter, right? But I think I want to more so focus on the season ahead, and we did say we're going to do our Arizona Diamondbacks predictions, and obviously 162 games, we're not going to go game by game like we do with the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh.
I know, Mike.
man.
I
I
know.
know Tallman was ready for that.
I was.
He has his
He
notes.
had his notes. He
all squared away.
He did all the work. No, but we'll keep
Here
it.
they are.
We'll keep it high level, and I think overall expectations and maybe predictions for how they'll finish or where they'll finish in the standings in a very, very tough NL West. And I guess to kick it off with context here, we were looking at some betting odds, and it's almost like it seems like it's a foregone conclusion that the Dodgers are going to be in the World Series again. And if not that, they're at least going to win the NL West. Everyone is writing off the deferral Dodgers as the true consensus winner of the NL West, and had to go to BetMGM to get some odds for division winners in Major League Baseball. And as of time of recording, they have the Dodgers odds at minus 650 to win the NL West,
Disgusting.
followed by the San Diego Padres at plus 800. So what a swing from minus 650 to plus 800. Like, basically that is like guaranteed that the Dodgers are going to win the division.
That's like nobody else. Hey, don't show up. We're good over here.
Virtually. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. When's the last time a team other than the Dodgers won the division? It's been over 5 years, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's great.
Well, while you guys do the
yeah, it's
I'll do the
great.
yeah, while you guys do that
Oh,
quick
God.
research, I'll list
Yeah.
off the other odds here for the other. I didn't even write down the Rockies because it wasn't even worth mentioning, but I think I remember. The Giants is a plus 1,800 to win the division, and your D-backs at plus 2,000 to win the NL West. So the BetMGM Sportsbook has the Diamondbacks finishing third in the NL West, and I believe when we were looking at it, the Rockies were plus 30,000. I could
Yeah,
be.
you said 30.
It was
Yeah,
30,000 just to win the
30,000.
division. If you want to look up World Series odds for the Rockies, I'm sure that's an incredible donation you can make to any sports book.
The Giants won it in 2021.
Really?
Yeah. It was,
Okay.
So
So
last
5
year
years.
it was Dodgers, Giants in 21, Dodgers. I couldn't even say.
So
it.
before 2021, when was the last time?
Dodgers
2012.
2013, Giants in 2012, D-backs in 2011,
Let's go.
With Kurt Gibson.
Hey!
then Giants 10, Dodgers 09, Dodgers 08, D-backs 07,
Okay.
and then I just clicked a fucking pop-up advertisement.
But basically,
so 12 of the last 13 years, the
Yeah.
Dodgers have won the NL West. Yeah.
brutal. So I mean, it's no mystery. Like, if you look at that team on paper, and obviously back-to-back World Series wins, like, it's no mystery why they are favorited so heavily. And And the reason, obviously the reason the MLB and the Players Association is going to go into a lockout next season is because of the Dodgers. And it's no secret. Everybody knows that. But that's another conversation for another day. As far as it goes for the Diamondbacks, I guess that's a good spot to kick it off. Well, we're looking at the odds and who will win the division. Do you think it's fair to believe that the D-backs will finish, I mean, according to this, fourth? I said third, but it's actually fourth. They're projected to finish fourth in the NL West. Do you believe that they aren't better than the Giants or Padres, or at least able to compete with them for that number 2 spot? Because that's the sad truth, guys. We're talking about which one of the remaining 4 teams will be able to compete for finishing second in the NL West. So first, do you think that's realistic that they will be fourth? And then also, does that still give them a shot to get a wild card spot? Because there's 3 wild card teams. So the potentiality of 4 NL West teams making the playoffs, that's a hard ask.
So this is going to be a homer take right here.
Please.
No, I don't think they're going to be fourth, but you're absolutely right. To see, there's no scenario where all 4 teams make it. I mean, I don't know. I'm high on the D-backs, especially the second half of the season that we're going to see once we get our reinforcements, right? But I don't know. I'm not big on the Giants. I did tell you guys before we started this that I thought Logan Webb was a fucking dog, because he is. He's that dude. But I don't know. And then it's basically we're going to have to be looking at some type of downturn from the Padres. The Padres lost some pieces too, right? But they still have the core, right, with Machado, Tatis. But they're not the same team pitching wise as well. So I don't buy it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy the D-backs being the fourth team in that division. I think we're going to be there. It's going to be dogfight for sure. It's going to be us, the Giants, and the Padres behind looking forward at the Dodgers, but I think it's going to be a dogfight between those 3 teams. But I don't think the D-backs are clear-cut number 4 in that list. I think we could easily steal the second or third spot, 100%.
I would agree. I think the odds are a little disrespectful to the Diamondbacks because this team
it's injuries, man.
It is the injuries.
We're not the same team right now.
You're right, but in that same breath, we are not the same team as we were last year. I think we're better than last year, and we were sniffing the playoffs last year. Even the last 2 seasons, we've kind of been
we tried. We tried at the end.
Well, that's what's so crazy is after the big sell-off at the trade deadline, somehow we got better and made a little bit of a push.
It didn't make sense.
But a lot of that was Zach Gallen finally kind of turning things around.
Yeah, he started
from
really
a tough
bad.
start.
Yeah.
I think guys figuring out that they had to pick up the pieces when you lost your 2 heaviest bats in the lineup in Josh Naylor and Eugenio Suarez. You know, they started figuring out how to manufacture runs in different ways. So I think in regard to where the Diamondbacks sit on betting sites is because of the unknown still. Yeah, it was a great end to last season, but you're still looking at the starting lineup, and with Zach Gallen getting his 4th straight opening day start, and being the guy in the helm, what are you going to get from the rest of the starters? We already know it's going to be really late in the season before Corbin Burns comes back. We know that Merrill has been having phantom injury issues already to start. So, is Brandon Pfaadt going to have a better year this year? Is Michael Soroka going to be able to step up in that 5th spot? We know, Eduardo Rodriguez has, I think, really not met up to any of the expectations that we have set for him.
That might be the understatement of the century.
Yeah. But then overall, and I'll make it quick, the bullpen is still in flux. We still don't have a closer set. And I hope Ginkel, if he is the guy, he has to have a better year than last year. And then, the juggling of the outfielders. One guy that we talked about who I'm high on to start right now, but is going to have to show it is Alek Thomas. He is really, they made the decision this year finally that he is your guy. But how is Jordan Lawler going to continue to grow, and is he going to be more competent at bat this year? I think there's more questions than answers than we have right now. And while the stretch run at the end of last season was great, you do have to look at this Diamondbacks club in the previous 2 years since they made the World Series. they've had opportunities within the last 20 games to really put the thing in motion and go for it and cement themselves. And unfortunately, they found themselves losing series like to the Colorado Rockies down the stretch, losing, even though technically we did make it was the year in the World Series, but we got swept by what was it, the Astros in that final series? So like,
oh yeah, we were at that game.
Just
to end the season.
Those quick things that are determining factors at the very end of the season. The Diamondbacks have shown the past 3 years they can't get it done. So when you have that track record and a lot of the same familiar faces, that's where people look back and they start to say, okay, well, this is where you kind of sit until you prove us wrong.
Now, that's a really good point. And I was chiming on that hard this same time last year, is like every game counts and you can't take your foot off the gas, especially in this division. And I think that's like another piece of it, is that we're going to have to play the other top 3 teams in this division a lot. Like you play your division opponents a lot, and that's where you kind of can say that they're going to cannibalize themselves a little bit, as far as like, because Tallman, like, you're not wrong. Like it's unrealistic to think that 4 teams from the NOS could make the playoffs, but technically it's not impossible. It's just hard when those teams you're competing with are also going to be going on your win-loss record. So it's a tough battle ahead of them. And I think if I had to guess about these odds, it's not because our offense or our position players are being undervalued. I think it's because of the uncertainty in the pitching department, and specifically the bullpen, because you're right, Mike. Kevin Ginkel really does have to show up, and I know he was injured last year. He had a good run in 23, but 24 and 25 were a little down, and he's been on a downward slope and a downward trend. I mean, Tallman, do you think there's any hope for this bullpen to have a better showing this year than they did last, based off what you've seen so far?
I mean, all you can do is hope, right?
All we have is
say a prayer.
I mean, that's all you can do. I mean, how it's you got. There's a lot of new faces in that bullpen, right? Like with all the trades at the last season trade deadline, like you got some new young pieces. So all you can hope for is one of those young guys really pops. I mean, it's so easy to say, just hang on, just wait until you get Puck back, wait until you get Martinez back, because obviously those guys are lights out, man. AJ Puck's a stud. Just Martinez is the closer, no matter what, right? As long as he's healthy. But without them, it's like you're staring at it. I mean, if I had to guess right now, it'd be Ginkel. Ginkel would be the guy, but like he's been hurt. He's been very inconsistent. He's struggled. Same thing with Ryan Thompson. Ryan Thompson used to be lights out, and then he's getting tagged up, man. So you got to be leaning on those guys, because if you don't lean on them, you're basically saying, okay, young people, somebody figure it out, right? And there's a chance that that's not going to happen.
You think Paul Sewald could have a reemergence?
Oh, I forgot about Paulie.
We're running it back to 20.
The guy who I keep thinking is 45 years old, but he's only 35 years old.
I mean that's a great. There's not a lot of risk to that. I mean,
no, for sure.
I'm not hating that at all, that signing, but he's not going to be the closer. He's not going to be even your 8th inning guy. He's not going to be your high leverage situation type dude, but he's going to be a good piece there, right? Because God knows we need help in the bullpen, right? But you got a lot of the young dudes. You got to hope that. I mean, I'm curious to see what the Jameson dude does. You got the Brandon Garcia. I mean, Juan Murillo. The dude throws some fucking gas. I mean, we have some young, good pitchers, and you got to think what happens when Burns comes back, dude. Like we have. Soroka's going to be in the bullpen, dude. It's going to happen. Maybe not to start the season. He's going to
throw a fit.
Maybe not to start the season, because who knows with Kelly, whatever. Maybe Soroka gets to start in April, but Soroka's going to find himself in that bullpen. So you're going to have a good long reliever. And once we get healthy, man, like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to play this team if we're fully healthy. You get Burns back, you get Martinez back, you get Puck back, you get Lourdes back. I wouldn't want to play this team. That's for sure.
Well, and I think that's like what we got to just hope that the D-backs can stay afloat until we get those guys back. But it's like we're talking like late, like what, July, August before we get those guys back. And that's like damn near the end of the season.
Yeah, I think it's July. Lourdes is early, so he should be back sooner than expected. So May, I would say.
Right.
But Burns is trade deadline July. Martinez is more August. And I think Puck, they're saying about July as well. So,
yeah, and no disrespect to Lourdes, because I do think he does elevate this team to some extent, but he doesn't move the needle as much as getting those pitchers back does. And, you know, I mentioned them.
Well, he gets Barossa out of the lineup for you.
Oh, thank fucking God, dude. That guy should stay in AAA at best, dude. Like,
man.
All jokes aside,
Poor
though,
Barossa.
like, will they be able to maintain until they get those guys back, or is it going to be too little too late by the time our pitchers get healthy? I don't know.
So can I use that as a transition into our actual prediction numbers?
Yeah, actually, before you do that, though, Mike, I did want to ask you a question I had written here.
Oh, God. Okay, ask it.
Because
Ask away.
while we're talking about pitching, we know Zach Gallen's back on a 1-year deal, and last year was a contract year, if you want to call it that. Now you can say it's another contract year, a prove-it deal. Do you think the pressure on him is going to be even higher to perform this year, and will he fold under that pressure?
I mean, he's had a decent start to spring, but obviously you always are going to take those kind of things with a grain of salt. But I think he has to feel it. I think there's immense pressure on Zach Gallen to perform this year. And it's not only just for the success of the Diamondbacks, but it's for his future. If he really wants to get that big old 4-year, $120 million, whatever his asking price is,
Yeah.
he has to perform, especially with the way that he pitched last year. The first 3 quarters of the season, you would say, or maybe 2/3. We'll give him a third.
Yeah,
where
2/3.
he did,
Yeah, we'll say,
where he
yeah.
did pretty good.
That's fair.
But
It was more a third, but yeah.
he has to perform, and I think you have to feel that pressure as well when you know you're coming back to a situation where, like, it probably was not the plan. Like, him, his agent, his team, probably his family did not think that he was going to be pitching in Arizona this year. And the way that the market broke down, this was the only logical step to still get a decent amount of money for a 1-year deal to do the prove it year. But man, so you just wonder how other guys in the clubhouse kind of look at that. And I don't think anybody is looking at it in a non-professional way. I think everybody still has immense respect and trust in Zach Gallen, but what is his own mental in that situation? And I'd like to hope, and I'm not going to say pray, I'm just saying, like, I have faith that he will be able to find his form once again. But man, it's going to be tricky, I think, to work through the beginning of the season, especially. One of the bigger things that we really haven't even touched on as well is these guys leaving for the World Baseball Tournament. Like, we've had a lot of guys gone that are starters as well. So how long does it take everybody to get into the fold with this team as well? So that might factor into my predictions.
Yeah, no, it's a really good point. And while we're talking about injury concerns, it was this Friday, Gabriel Moreno was scratched with some more, and like, dude stays injured. Like, I love Gabby, don't
He
get me
really
wrong.
does,
But
dude.
man,
He
dude stays
does.
And
injured.
he's too young to just consistently be hurt this way.
That's his biggest knock.
Yeah. And are we really going to be able to rely on what James McCann or
ADC?
ADC needs to step up. He's
Yeah,
he's a pretty good bat, but I know he's not necessarily the best defensive catcher out there.
Not like Moreno.
Not like Moreno. I mean, and that's hard because Gabriel Moreno is a Golden Glove, 2-time now, at least.
He's a top 10 catcher.
He's a
in the
great
league.
catcher,
Yeah.
but we need these guys to stay healthy. And the only thing I wanted to say about Zach Gallen is I like the guy. Don't get me wrong, I do. And like, obviously, it's our job to be critical of our team and be as objective as possible. I think he did feel that pressure last season, and I think that might have contributed to his early season lack of success. And now, when that pressure has now been amplified because he wasn't able to get the contract he was hoping for, I just hope he can turn it into a positive and actually translate it to a good, solid season. Because if he does, yes, if he has a good season, yes, that means he's not going to be on the Diamondbacks again, more likely than not. But that's fine. Like, we have a good roster of starting pitchers now where, like, we can afford to let Zach Gallen go in free agency, but we need him to have a good season just as much as he needs him to have a good season. So I guess we'll see what happens. But Mike, I know you've been waiting on it. I know you're eager. So let's go into the predictions. You tell me how you want to do this.
I'm just going to give a little bit of a breakdown of why I'm choosing these numbers.
Okay.
And then I'll give you the number of what I think wins, losses. So, well, let me give you, since they made the World Series that year, they were 84 and 78. And then 2024, they were 89 and 73. So they got better. But then last year was 80 and 82. A lot of that contributing factors were the injuries and whatnot. I think where Tallman kind of gave me the side eye when I talked about the guys who were playing in the World Baseball Classic, you can probably get away with it because it is more tenured guys. You know, Cattell and Jerry are playing together right now for DR, so they're already kind of getting their rhythm together at second and short, right? Yeah. Alec Thomas is with Mexico.
Well, his shit's over.
Well, they're over. So he's back now,
yeah,
I'm guessing.
I'm sure.
Soroka's
with Canada.
Well, his is over too as of yesterday.
Obviously, Corbin he never played because of his injury. And dude, what a maniac! He's already back. He already played the other day.
He played today too.
Yeah, his goal is to play 10 spring training games before the season starts, and he's well on his way.
Yeah,
already.
I saw him hit a single today.
Oh, nice, because he was 0-3 in his first game.
Yeah,
back.
no, he got at least a hit today. I don't know. I didn't look back at how he finished. But sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So, and Chris, I guess to one of your points too, I wonder if Zach Gallen felt the pressure last year because the Diamondbacks signed Corbin Burns. So I wonder if some of it is off of him this year because you're going in as technically the number one guy to start. You've been named the opening day starter. I know they had named Merrill, but I think a big part of that was because he was signed more long term than Zach. If Zach would have got this, if they would have got the exact same contracts, exact same numbers, wouldn't you say that Torrey probably would have picked Zach over Merrill to start?
I would say so. And if I was Torrey, I probably would have also. Yeah, because I love Merrill Kelly, but he's a little older, a
little long in the tooth.
He's again a guy that kind of stays injured,
a little crampy.
Get this man a banana or a pickle.
A pickle. Does that fix cramps?
Yeah, remember when he was having the cramping thing, everyone was sending
him
jars of pickles and to Torrey.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, go ahead.
Man, I'm really confused with this team and kind of where I truly sit, because I think you could see a team that is pushing for 90 wins, but at the same time, do we have enough starting pitching, and do we have enough starting pitching health, back end bullpen prowess to close games and get you wins when you need to win series consistently? That's what I'm saying. The Diamondbacks have their consistent spurts, but then they revert to, oh no, we're losing 3 out of 4 to the Colorado Rockies, like I kind of talked about. So I don't know if I trust them yet. And I think a big part of that is because of the health, especially to our back end bullpen guys and some young guys getting opportunities that need to be proven, like Jordan Lawler. Nolan Arenado's quick downhill climb has been well documented.
Yeah.
Does a change of scenery change that? I don't know. Only time will tell. But you kind of have to go off the metrics that have been in front of you. Jordan Lawler has not been great in the big leagues at hitting, and he's going to have lots of opportunities this year too. So you hope these guys can turn things around, or get more consistent on an everyday basis, because we're going to need it. But I think the Diamondbacks are going to be sitting right around their same record as last year, but I'm going to go a little bit worse. I'm going to say they'll probably be 78 and 84. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I think the NL West is kind of like the NFC West. It's too loaded. I don't know if the Diamondbacks have the firepower to start. And I basically think they're going to be treading water too much to start of this year, to the point where we could see a great second half of the season, but it might be too little too late again.
Yeah, I think that's very sound and rational logic, honestly. And I think I want to let Tallman go before I chime in, but maybe one of you guys can look it up, because I wanted to know what the record was of the last team of the wild card in the NL West last year. because I sit here and I think last year, and maybe even the season before, I always say like I want the Diamondbacks to get 90 wins. My prediction is 90 wins, but I think I need to follow your example, Mike, and be a little bit more realistic with what my prediction is, because 90 wins for a team in this division, for this team where we're at now, is maybe a little unrealistic. And you're absolutely right. There's a lot of guys that are question marks. Jordan Lawler, what are we going to get out of Zach Gallen? How much are we going to get out of Merrill Kelly? How healthy is this team going to stay? By the time we actually finally get back to some semblance of full strength, and there's no guarantee, even like the guys that have been on these long-term injuries, the Pucks, Martinez, Burns, who else could potentially be injured between now and then? Like, you almost can guarantee that some player is going to get injured. And even right now in spring training, we are seeing Gabriel Moreno banged up, Corbin Carroll early. Now, these guys are going to get healthy, but I don't know, man. So 78 and 84, Mike, is hard for me to reconcile. But the sad thing is I don't think that's unrealistic, and I wouldn't even say that that's invalid. But Tallman, I know you guys are rapid fire looking this up, but I mean,
I know the Reds were the 6th seed, but what was their?
Yeah, because they were a wild card.
Find it
here.
Standings.
How about I'll tell you the team, and then you tell us the record.
Can't you just look up like the
regular season? Okay, I think I found it. Yeah, go ahead.
The National League standings.
Fuck, I lost that.
Oh my god.
So the Cincinnati Reds were the last wild card team last year, and they were 83 and 79.
Okay.
So the Diamondbacks were
here we go. Okay.
3 games behind that.
Because they were close. They were knocking on the door.
But
yeah, because you
remember
have
the season before they won 89 wins and they didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's kind of sporadic.
Then
it's year to
the
year.
Red Sox.
Red Sox are AL.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't care about the AL.
Padres.
Padres
were 90 and 72.
There you go. That was.
But they weren't the last team in, right? The Reds were.
The Reds were. Yeah, it was Reds and Padres.
Okay.
The first wild card team was the Cubs, 92 and 70. Then the Padres were 90 and 72, and then the Reds were 83 and 79.
Yeah. Okay.
The Giants finished in 3rd place in the NL West at 500, 81 and 81. So we were only a game behind them. So and that goes exactly to what Tallman was talking about, where, man, you're that close to the Giants this year, like 1 or 2 games flips around, you're looking at the third spot.
Yep.
But does this team have 90 wins in the tank with the injuries that they have? That's the real question you have to ask yourself.
It's hard for me to imagine, but I'm curious, Tallman, what your prediction is for this 2026 campaign.
Yeah. So okay, what tell me your numbers again, Michael.
What I
said,
predict?
You said
78 and 84.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
they would be the same as the Cardinals from last year, who were 4th in the Central.
Oh, you didn't mean the Arizona.
The St.
Cardinals?
Louis Cardinals.
The St. Louis Cardinals.
All
yes.
right. They had 84 losses. Sounds like Arizona Cardinals. So
we're not talking about Kyler Murray's career in Arizona.
There you go. I'm gonna be crazy here, guys. All right.
Please.
You ready? I'm going to predict 92 and 70. So this goes against everything Michael just said about I don't think they have 90 wins in them. I do, okay? So this is how I picture this, all right? So we're going to go into the All-Star break around 500, and then we are going to get our boys back. I've already said their names. You guys already know what names they are. We're gonna get our people that we need, our core players back, and this team's gonna be a juggernaut. But on the way there, though, I'm gonna call it right now. Perdomo is gonna be a top 5 MVP candidate. The guy is gonna hit over 100 RBIs. I'm also gonna call it out. I'm probably gonna regret this right here. Juan Murillo is going to emerge as the closer for this team until Justin Martinez comes back.
Good prediction.
And then you're going to see Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte do their thing, their normal whatever. But I think Perdomo is going to stand out. He's going to be a superstar. He's going to be a top 5 in the MVP discussion. And I think our boy Zach Gallen, the milkman, he's going to win 15 games, dude. He's going to be
Whoa.
Yes, I think he's going to switch it up. I think he's going to be the ace, until Burns comes back. And I think between just surviving to the All-Star break, getting our reinforcements, and then who knows, if you're on a spot too, this team, you've seen Hazen do it before, dude. If you're in a position where we can potentially add at the deadline, be buyers, you get all you guys back that were hurt and now healthy, and then you have potential to even add additional pieces too. And I think over August and September, this team's going to be a juggernaut, dude. We're going to win, and we're going to coast into the playoffs. We're not going to be scraping by trying to fight for that last wild card spot. I think we're going in easy, 92-70.
I love the optimism. I do. And I agree that getting our boys back, getting those guys back late in the season will give us a little bump, but I do worry about what's going to happen between now and then with other players and their health.
Yeah,
it's a long season.
Did you factor in the month and a half that Gabby's going to miss for a broken ass cheek?
Did anyone say it was a month and a half?
When Merrill Kelly's going to be out with cramping for a month?
Did you factor in the 3-week hamstring injury that Cattell's going to have? I mean, obviously you can't, but
no, it's impossible.
I love it. Zach Gallen last year, just a reminder for the people, was 13-15 with a 4.83 ERA. So
15 wins is not
maybe he can do
realistic.
15.
I meant 20.
Maybe he can
20,
do
okay.
15 and 13 this year.
Yeah,
Maybe
you go,
flip it.
15 and 13.
Okay, damn, Tallman. I love the optimism. I thought before Mike gave his prediction, I felt like I was gonna do like a more like level-headed, like middle of the road take, but
you thought I was gonna be negative?
I didn't know. I didn't have any expectations of you.
Wins for them or what? Okay.
105 win. No. No, so
162-0.
Because I already kind of led with like I always hope and expect them to get 90 wins with the talent on this roster and their ability. I would say since 2023, since the World Series run, like our team hasn't honestly changed like a whole lot from the 2023 season, and we're running it back a little bit now. But I took a couple off the top, so I'm not going to bury the lead. I have written down 87 and 75.
Oh,
I like that.
Okay.
So a little less than Tallman, quite a bit more than Michael Benjamin. But I think that's a lot for me of wishful thinking. I want them to be a playoff team. I need the Arizona Diamondbacks to be in the playoffs because they have been, for the last 3-4 years, one of the shining spots of Valley Sports and one of the only bright spots and a team finding some level of success. Now the Suns are starting to turn the corner. They're going to be in the playoffs this year. But we've talked about it, Mike. Like, we're not expecting the Suns to make a championship run this year with the team that currently exists. And just this last week, they lost to the Raptors in a game that they were winning up until late in the fourth quarter. So I think the Diamondbacks need to have success for me to be sane, to keep my sanity. We need a good sports team, and I want to see them in the playoffs. And I think 90 wins is asking a lot of them. I do. And 87, I know that's only 3 less than 90. I'm not great at math, but I can at least crunch those numbers. But I have a hard time believing that they're only going to put up. I have a hard time believing that they're going to have more losses than wins. Like, that's hard for me to reconcile that they're a sub 500 team. So again, maybe a little wishful thinking. A lot could happen between now and then, but between an already talented roster and some promise, despite some questions in the bullpen, I think they can maintain until we get that boost later in the season when we get 2 solid bullpen guys back and a all-star starter for all intents and purposes. Now, again, a lot of questions. What are those guys going to look like when they come back? Are they going to be hot out the gate, ready to perform right away? Or is there going to be a burn-in period? It's hard to say. It's anybody's guess, but I like where we're at here with this, guys. I think we're a good mix.
I will say, if you've been following along with us here at Valley Sports Plug, I'm really only good and get close when the team is like really, really bad. Then I get close to like those numbers. Other than that, I can be on either side of the spectrum. And you guys, specifically you are always you.
It's me. It's me.
Yeah,
you are always
I'm usually
pretty
pretty
spot
close.
on
Yeah.
with the Cardinals.
It's not me.
Yeah.
But I think
No,
you're
I
pretty
won
good
last-
with the Diamondbacks.
I won last year.
You won the
Diamondbacks.
Diamondback, or you won the Cardinals predictions last year.
Yeah.
That's always one of my most favorite, most fun episodes that we do is when we run through our Cardinals predictions.
Yeah.
And Tallman always wants to push it earlier and earlier on the calendar. And I know we
Well,
rib
you
him
could
for
do
that.
it more than once.
That's
dude.
why
You know
I,
that,
I
right?
thought we were gonna sit down and do the 162 schedule today.
Maybe next season.
A 3.5 hour pod for the people.
Or we could do that on like a VSP Live and just
Hell no,
and
we
bring more
ain't doing that. No, we're not.
on a Tuesday night. You don't
No.
want to do 3 hours on a Tuesday night?
Hell no.
Nah, but yeah, no, guys. I think it's going to be a really interesting season, and I'm excited to watch some Diamondbacks baseball and get out there to Chase Field and
that
watch
too,
a
yeah.
good amount of these games.
Yeah.
My love for baseball has just exploded. Honestly, like I used to talk so much shit about the game and the sport of baseball.
You really did.
and
You
how I didn't really credit them for having much athleticism. But I've turned the corner. I'm a big baseball fan now, and I really like
It's
watching
a lot of
the
fun,
Diamondbacks
man.
play.
It
It
is
is.
a lot of fun.
I was gonna say I can't wait any longer that I'll be out there on March 23rd.
Oh, home opener?
No, it's one of the like last
Oh.
spring training games, but it's that series that's at the home field.
Oh, it's at
Oh, it's
Chase.
at Chase.
Yeah,
So it's
they
at
do
Chase
the-
Field.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So they're playing the Guardians.
Oh, you're going?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Nice.
That'll be dope.
It's for work.
No,
Oh,
For Mike.
all right. Okay, sorry.
it's for pleasure.
No business. No business.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, we got one more exercise here before we call it a day, and that is to go through and do a draft of sorts of each of our top 3 most influential or impactful Arizona sports figures, and we're gonna go one for one, or 1, 2, 3, whatever, and do this draft, and then we're gonna post it on X/Twitter for y'all to vote on and decide who had the best list of the top 3 most influential Arizona sports figures. So Michael Benjamin had an idea that to help us decide the order for this.
Yeah, we're gonna ask Siri. She's gonna help us out.
Okay.
And I say we should do a snake draft because you're not gonna be able to pick the same player.
That's valid.
Or the same
Yeah,
person-
snake
person
draft.
or
I like
player.
it. Yeah, snake draft's fair.
So Chris, you're gonna be 1. Tallman, you're gonna be 2. I'll be number 3, and then we'll do.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Hell yeah.
Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 3. The number is 3.
Oh man.
So I get the first pick.
So Mike goes first.
Okay, so then you're 1 and 2, right?
Yep.
All right. Hey Siri, pick the number 1 or 2. Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 2. It is 2.
This is rigged. This
There
is
you
rigged.
go. You going last, buddy?
All right.
For a second, I thought you had already done it, and that you were saying that.
But that works out.
Yeah,
so
I
we'll-
thought that too. When
so
he's
we'll
like,
base-
I'm 3, you're... Yeah.
We'll basically go from here. So it'll be me, Tallman, you, Tallman, me, Tallman, you.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay,
Cool?
Yep.
that works. All right, then Michael Benjamin, kick it off. For
All
us.
right. He said he had a first pick.
I
Yeah.
am so happy.
I already
that-
know who you're gonna pick.
that-
Everyone knows who you're gonna pick.
Do you?
I
I hope
know.
you do.
I
Okay.
do.
I don't know if you do. Maybe you do.
Might be who I would pick.
My first overall pick, and this is the most influential sports figure in Arizona history. It has to be Jerry Colangelo.
Damn it. That's who I was going to pick.
100%.
Yeah.
Former owner of the Phoenix Suns. He's the one who brought them to the Valley. He was the one who brought the Arizona Diamondbacks to the Valley as
He
well.
founded the Arizona Diamondbacks.
He formerly owned the Arizona Sand Sharks of the Continental Indoor Soccer League, the Arizona Rattlers of the Arena Football League. He was instrumental of the relocation of the original Winnipeg Jets from the NHL to Phoenix, who became the Phoenix Coyotes. He also, in 2014, his name was added to the School of Business at Grand Canyon University. This guy has done everything for Arizona sports. And then he also was, the president for USA Basketball? I mean, what has the guy not done in 86 years of life? He is by far and away the most impactful, influential sports figure in Arizona history, because if you think about the players that we are going to be naming on some of these lists, more than likely they wouldn't have been able to be on the list because the team was not here unless it was because of Jerry Colangelo. The easiest number one of all time.
Damn, that is actually way
great.
better than what I thought. So I was wrong. I was wrong. But
Yeah,
I think who I thought you were going to pick is who Tallman's going to pick.
Yeah, it's obviously
Give it to us.
it's going to be Larry Fitzgerald.
Yep, that's what I
right?
thought.
Yeah,
That's what I thought,
I mean, come on, that's just the epitome of Arizona sports. When you think about a guy, it's Larry Fitzgerald. We talked about it multiple times about him getting inducted in the Hall of Fame. There's no joke about it. Like, he's a Hall of Famer. The guy he's Arizona's own. I mean, he's a true professional. I mean, he's done all the right things. He was incredible on the field, off the field. I mean, that's a guy that people who aren't even sports fans, everybody knows who Larry Fitzgerald is. Ask your wives, ask your girlfriends, ask anybody. Everybody knows who Larry is, and at least he's all right. He gets second pick. I mean, I'm with Mike though. I was gonna pick Jerry if I had first pick.
When you talk about impactful and influential, like Jerry Colangelo,
for sure.
there's not sports in Arizona the way it is
without
today
him,
without Jerry
for
Colangelo.
sure. Yeah, and then I just love the Diamondbacks, and he created the Diamondbacks. So
yeah.
But no, Larry is well deserved number 2. I'll go Larry Fitzgerald.
That's a really good, because especially like with all the national disrespect the Arizona Cardinals receive and have received historically, Fitz always had respect.
Everybody loves Larry.
Everyone loves Larry. So,
And he had the longevity and the numbers.
yeah, like probably
well.
the longest tenured Arizona sports athlete.
17 seasons. I think it has to be number 1 for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. I don't know how long Shane Doan was
I was
on
going
the
to say
Coyotes.
Shane Doan
but
was
pretty
Or
close.
they got
was-
1 and
it was
2.
a
It's
while.
either
Yeah.
either of them.
Yeah.
Shout out Shane Doan.
Shout out Shane.
Yeah,
Doan.
we'll
Maybe
find out.
potential honorable mention. I don't know if he's going to be on any of our lists. But so now it's snake draft. So right, I get to make 2 picks in a row.
Yes, you do.
But I think it's very important the order in which I make these selections. Right, it's going to be factored into some extent. This one for me, I don't know. Do you guys have any idea who I might pick?
21 years for Shane Doan. Wow. Okay, sorry, I had to interrupt you, Chris. I apologize.
No, that's incredible. I,
didn't,
knew it was a lot. I
yeah,
knew it was
that's
a
a
lot.
lot.
Sheesh, because he
That's
came
a
over
lot.
here with Winnipeg.
Were they
Yeah.
all? They weren't all with the Coyotes while they were in Arizona, was it?
No, Chris had it right. He
came over-
played his entire 21 season NFL. Jesus Christ. Donor, go out deep, man.
Famous quarterback Shane Doan.
I'm sorry. NFL career. I said it again. Shit. NHL career with the Winnipeg Jets / Arizona Coyotes franchise, spanning from 1995 to 2017. So yeah, he was with the Jets when they came
He was
over.
drafted by the
Yeah.
Jets, right?
Yep.
So back to my question. Do you have any idea where I might go with this? With this first one.
I think so.
I think it's going to be baseball related.
Ooh.
Oh.
No, it's
Interesting.
okay. It's not.
I did not.
Right.
I was
He's
going to
gonna say Devin
I was
Booker.
going to say I think it's going to be Suns related.
Yeah, you're going to say Devin
Oh,
Booker.
wow, okay.
Or Steve Nash.
So-
Steve Nash.
Impactful, influential Arizona sports figure. My number 1 pick has got to be Pat Tillman.
Yeah.
Number 42, man.
Beautiful.
Like the
I thought he'd
obviously
make it in
like
the second round.
Arizona State University legend, Arizona Cardinals legend, although his numbers might not wow you, but it was the sacrifice he made for his country. Obviously, the tragic end to his life, but he's been memorialized to this day. His name is still spoken. He's got a statue at Mountain America Stadium, I believe. There's a statue outside of the Cardinals Stadium of Pat Tillman that I walked by on my way in.
Yeah, ASU Stadium, they have it on the field.
Yeah.
So all the players
He's
touch it when
in
they're
the
coming
Cardinals
out.
Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
right? I'm pretty sure he's in the ASU's version of their Ring of Honor, whatever that is. And man, they still do the Pat Tillman run every year in his honor, which we're signing up for.
Yes.
Signing up for.
Yes,
we're
we
gonna
do.
make Tallman get out there and do a jog with us.
Oh yeah,
I'm
baby,
too
let's
fat.
go.
I can't
No,
do
you're
it.
not
I'm
too fat.
fat,
Get out of
dude.
here. No, but Pat Tillman, man, that's got to be my pick. And you guys, like, I probably honestly, like, I probably wouldn't have even thought of Jerry Colangelo. So that just tells you where my mind was at. But
Really? That was the first person I thought of.
And it's crazy because like
Yeah.
now it makes so much sense, and I'm like, wow, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. But Fitz was what I thought was number 1, so I got to take Pat Tillman.
No, I love Pat. I mean, talk about a patriot, dude. And I love my country. I know you guys love your country too. And then the fact that we have somebody like that
Hell yeah,
in
brother.
our own backyard.
Oh yeah,
Where that's incredible. Like what a stud. And he gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. So
yeah.
that's well deserved. Well
Absolutely. And again, that's a guy who transcends the Valley.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like nationally recognized that
it's
he's a hero.
He is. He absolutely is.
So much love for Pat Tillman and the Pat Tillman Foundation and everything, the whole entire legacy that he's left behind. But moving forward, for the sake of time, my number 2 pick, since it's a snake draft, you guys were close. This is hard for me because, like, obviously, Suns were like my first love for Valley sports, and like growing up, I idolized and emulated Steve Nash. But it's hard for me to pick him to put on this list.
Just pick him.
So I'm gonna pick Devin Booker. In my mind, and could be getting ahead of myself, the greatest Phoenix Sun of all time, because he's number 1 scorer, going every day, every year. He's a new number 1 for franchise records and franchise history. And his desire, not even willingness, his desire to stay with Phoenix and make this team successful. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. And he's an outstanding player, a guy any team would be lucky to build their franchise around. I got the shoes, man. The shoes.
Yeah, the Spiridons.
For me, it's D-Book, man. So that's my number 2.
That's a great choice.
That is.
He actually just passed Sean Marion on the NBA's all-time scoring leader list.
You
so
don't
another
say.
Did he really?
notch off the belt for D-Book.
Wow.
Great pick, Chris.
Thank you very much.
I need a beer for my second pick.
All right, I think I know exactly who this pick is going to be.
Grab me my moon juice out of there, if you will, sir.
And it has to
Here you go,
be.
Bows.
Thanks, brother.
Can I take a guess without saying his name?
Yeah.
I think it has to be a left-handed flamethrower.
I was gonna say it's gonna be baseball. He thought I was going baseball, so I think he's got to be going baseball,
that's
right?
Exactly what I'm gonna pick. All right, yeah. So second pick, I'm gonna go Randy Johansson. Just kidding, Randy Johnson,
The photographer,
famous photographer, famous photographer.
Johansson. I mean, come on. I mean, we won in 01 because of Randy, probably. The guy's an absolute stud. The big unit. I mean, he didn't play his entire career here, but I mean, you can't look at the Arizona Diamondbacks and not think about Big 51. So, Randy Johnson, and what's great is he's still around. He's still involved. He's on. If you're watching a D-backs game, randomly they'll go, "Oh, yeah, we got Randy Johnson here in the booth with us, talking with us for the 6th inning." So the he's still there, man. He's still sticking around the Valley. He loves the Valley because the Valley loves him because he is a fucking stud. So, Randy Johansson.
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 I like it.
How many Cy Youngs did he win? Like 5 or 6? Like he had a bunch more than we realized.
I'll find out for you there.
Because he won a couple when he was in Seattle.
Yeah.
And then he won a couple when he was here as well.
Yep.
And then I will never forget Game 7, him walking out.
5
Cy Youngs.
Yeah, 5 Cy Youngs.
I'll never forget him walking out in the 8th inning to pitch those 2 innings, and it was perfect. It was just absolutely perfect. It was what that team needed to gather their momentum to win that World Series.
We were. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just gonna say, like,
I was gonna say something dumb.
No, you're fine. Hey, say something dumb. But no, it's a great pick because you mentioned he's still around. He's still around the organization, still here locally, and I think that is why I couldn't pick Steve Nash, is because he left and never looked back.
That's a good point.
And these picks, like we were talking about before the stream, they're going to be a little bit different than your Mount Rushmore because we're talking about influential figures through Arizona, but I think that also has to factor into a national and a global standpoint, right? There's no sports in Arizona without Jerry Colangelo. Literally, like almost all the sports outside of football, right? This person that I'm picking, I think you might be a little bit surprised, but I'm picking him because he is like a national icon, and he has been ever since his playing days have been over. People think he is the funniest guy out there.
I know who it is.
It has to be Charles Barkley.
Damn it!
The mound mound of rebound.
Yeah, there you go.
Sir Charles Chuckster. And obviously, you have to think, the Phoenix Suns organization, they were still kind of in their infancy when they made the NBA Finals the first time in 1976 against the Boston Celtics. But that 92-93 season when he won MVP and they went up against the Chicago Bulls, set the, at that time, franchise record in wins. he put the Phoenix Suns on the map in the early 90s, and for their continued success going up to the Steve Nash era. Because even in the times of Jason Kidd, after Charles had left, went to Houston and retired, there was an established culture of winning consistently. I think the Suns had set like an NBA record at one point, making the playoffs like 12 or 13 years in a row or something like that throughout the 90s,
right,
the early 2000s, before Steve Nash came over. But the biggest reason is because what a national icon he has become since he's gone over to TNT and now at ESPN, and the character that he truly is throughout sports. And, you know, people know him more nowadays for that, but they know him, and you always have to coincide him with Arizona sports. So that's why I had to go with Charles Barkley. I thought it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, and without a doubt, like I literally had him written down. Like if neither of you took him, like I would hate to go 2 Suns players on my list because I want some diversity on here. But like, what I love guys that played here and still have love for the Valley after their careers.
Yeah, he's still on 98.7 all the time.
There you go.
Well, not all the time, but
also, after, like I was saying on our last recording in February, it was the day that the Suns went into triple overtime against the Magic, and Jalen Green hit the game winner. And I saw a clip days later where Charles Barkley was on doing a live broadcast with the ESPN guys, and he was like, yes, oh, my Jalen Green just hit a game winner, my Suns. He calls them my Suns. He is a Suns fan, and like he didn't play his whole career here. He also played for the 76ers and the Houston Rockets, right? Mm-hmm. And so for him to still have love for the Valley and to consider it his team and my Suns, like that is what we want. We want guys that ride or die for our Valley sports teams. And so great pick, Mike. It was a great pick.
All right.
You got another one.
I'm rounding it out. This one is really hard because this one, I feel like I have to have some kind of championship implications that go along with it.
Oh, don't pick a WNBA player.
What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
He's going to do arena football, dude.
Rattlers. I was going to do Hunky Cooper from the Arizona Rattlers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this is really really hard.
He's going to pick Taurasi.
Because Diana is really just, I mean, she was the face of women's basketball. Not only the WNBA, but, you know, her time at UConn, her pedigree in USA basketball, the amount of gold medals that she won. But I also want to go Gonzo. Like this one's really hard.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Brittany Griner.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, her new nickname is Gonzo.
I have to go, guys.
Gone.
Guys, I have to go Diana Taurasi.
There you go.
I had that on my short list.
That's not a bad pick.
The overall scope and reach that she made during her career with the Phoenix Mercury. She won 3 titles, I believe, as well. So she's a winner at every level, has the Olympic success, had the college success, and spent her entire career for one franchise, which was the Valley. And when you're on that short list, I think that trumps, even though it's women's sports, Tallman,
no, I'm not.
That trumps.
That's okay.
What I would love to put Gonzo because he had the game-winning hit, but you think of that one season. Diana has 2 decades of Arizona success, so and growth of the game of women's basketball, and it would not be where it is today without her, for sure. And the kids still emulate her to this day. So I love my list. I'm going with Diana at the end right there.
100%, Mike. That's a great pick. Like I actually had like that same like grappling in my head of like Gonzo or DT, honestly. Yeah. And like if she was still open, Diana Taurasi would have been on my list. So fantastic pick, Mike. But you got 2 basketball players and an executive.
Yeah,
I like it.
I mean,
great
my
list.
sport is basketball, so
fair.
It makes the most sense.
That was fair. All right, no,
Tallman. That's really good pick, Mike. And
I know
you're giving
me
shit for that, I want to make it clear. Obviously, DT is the GOAT.
Influential for sure.
For sure, yes. And I respect everything of that. I said don't pick a WNBA player, and then he picked a WNBA player.
Asia Wilson is she's on her way though.
No, it's
she's on her way.
No, that she's obviously very influential here in the Valley. So my last pick, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, shit.
You got Larry and Randy.
Larry and
That's
Randy.
That's a good list too.
Can I pick?
Oh, yeah.
Can I pick Andy?
From Toy Story?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, Andy Isabella.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna pick the second round pick. Andy Isabella. Just give me Kyler Murray. I'm kidding.
Did you not think about who your third person was?
I mean,
no, was I supposed to?
He's made a hell of an impact on us.
He's
That's
had
for
some
sure.
type of influence on my blood
Yeah,
pressure.
It's not gonna. It doesn't make sense, but like I've been trying to figure out what coach deserves it or what. Like, can you, off the top of your head, is there any coach in the history of Arizona sports that has really been that dude?
Bob Brenly.
But he was only a manager for 3 years.
Yeah,
he only
not
managed the
enough time.
Diamondbacks. He
Mike
never.
you could say Mike D'Antoni.
But he had,
yeah.
I think
maybe
he
that.
had larger stints overall in different places. Where like
Brenly
he
did?
coached.
No,
D'Antoni.
Brenly-
Oh, D'Antoni
Like
did.
D'Antoni
after
coached
the Suns,
more
yeah.
years after the Suns than he was here. Even though I think he was here for 8 years.
Good run.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't know who
mean, like-
Brenly pissed off, but he never managed another team after the D-backs.
You could,
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
because even with the Cardinals, you can talk about Wisenhunt, but like that was more. We were always
It was a
more
flash in
about
the
the
pan.
players.
It was a
like
flash
he
in the
wasn't
pan.
he wasn't the true leader from the Cardinals as far as head coach. Like you can't put Buddy Ryan because they were horrible.
They were
like
awful.
Denny Green.
they were horrible with Denny.
They're
But he had
bad,
such a great
too.
quote.
Is that the?
I think
they're
the
not who
only-
we thought
Yeah.
they were.
The only coach that you can consider from the Cardinals would be Bruce Arians.
That's who I was
Tallman.
going to say. I'm going to pick Bruce Arians. That's my pick, baby.
But is that enough
Go
time?
deep,
Was
baby.
he enough time?
I
Is
don't-
it enough
so
time?
this is my reasoning for it. Okay.
Y'all just see that Luka game winner?
Yeah.
Well, there's 0.5 seconds left.
Y'all see that Luka game
Yeah,
winner?
There you go. Yeah, pretty much. So this is my reasoning for it because we're off the high of the World Series. God damn it! The Super
Wait, you
Bowl
know
run.
Tallman can't
There
get
you
his.
go. I can't.
Tallman
I
can't.
keep mixing
He
up.
cannot get his sports straight.
Yeah,
today.
I keep.
This guy not more influential than Bruce Arians.
That'd be like picking Bobby Hurley. Yeah, that was a hell of a shot too.
Poor Bobby.
But so like you're off the high of the Super Bowl, and then we were bad until Bruce Arians came to town, and he showed us what a good coach can do to culture, to roster building, to everything that comes into the team. And honestly, that's been the benchmark since he left. Is you got to find somebody like him, because I will argue it with anybody. Bruce Arians is the best head coach in Arizona Cardinals history. Going back to even St. Louis days, I will say that too. Don't give a shit. I might be wrong because I don't know. They've been around since 1930 some shit. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
You gotta go back to the Chicago Cardinals.
I've only been alive for 30 years.
Cletus Jones wasn't a good head coach?
but I will. So I'm gonna pick Bruce Arians as my fly because I wanted to spice it up. I could sit here and pick Gonzo. I could pick all these players.
That's
but
good, yeah. He's
I wanted
influential.
to spice it up because this is not top 3 players, influential actual athletes in Arizona.
It's
I wanted to
figures.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm gonna pick BA.
His time here in Arizona was, you could say that it was more enjoyable. You could almost say that than the 2 years when we went to the Super Bowl and then when we won the NFC West again and lost to the Saints with Kurt and Larry. Those teams were so fun, and he was the exact leader.
So good.
The exact leader that those teams needed. Remember, he just freaking dragging Ryan Lindley along with him across the finish line in the playoffs there. No, I honestly think that is a great pick. I met Bruce Arians, one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Did you really? How do I not know this?
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
Did you tell us
I met
that?
him at a book signing.
Oh, I vaguely remember that.
No way.
now.
I'm going to sign your book, baby.
Yeah, I bought his book and he signed it, and me and my dad took a picture with him.
No way.
Yeah,
That's cool.
No, it's
That's
honestly
cool, Mike.
it's honestly a really good pick when you consider his influence, because he was a culture setter, and then having Cliff Kingsbury, who brought no culture whatsoever to this team and no identity,
Just the lion picture.
just the lion pick. Like Cliff Kingsbury was an empty suit, if to use a term like that. I'm not going to go on a tangent, but that is a great pick, Tallman. It's a great pick. I still think my list is better. I think Mike's going to have the second best list. But good effort, man. Good effort.
Damn, that's mean.
No, guys.
Do I just leave now or what?
No, just wait till we wrap up, and then I'll show you the door.
All right, okay, show me the door.
No, but I'm going to go a little bit unconventional with this one, I think. And Mike, you actually inspired me to make this pick, whether you and I can't remember exactly what it is, but when we talk about Arizona, influential Arizona sports figures, people here in the Valley, my pick is Arizona Sports 98.7 John Gambadoro.
You're lying.
Yeah, I'm going Gambo.
Fucking lying.
I'm going Gambo. He's been here.
Oh my
The Italian Yankees
God,
fan?
I know.
you're lying.
I know, and it's tough because I have criticisms of Gambo. I have criticisms of the whole 98.7 crew. And honestly, to some extent, they are our competition for, if you have to choose what Arizona sports platform you're going to listen to. But
They're on the radio, dude.
they are on the radio, but they also do their YouTube now. They live stream it on YouTube. They have all their podcasts.
I cannot believe you picked Gambo.
No, but listen.
Holy
He breaks he has inside knowledge. He breaks news regularly. We get ESPN notifications per John Gambadoro of Arizona Sports, and he's
Adam Schefter. Actually, it was on there. Local radio, whatever. John. So you're right.
Yeah.
that was recent.
That
because
Brissett
of
was going to be the starter. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Dude, you're gonna make his day with this.
I hope he
gonna
sees
hear
it.
this. He's gonna be like, "Holy shit!"
But also, like, to some extent, like, having grown up listening to the sports radio, and even in my late teen years and early 20s, to some extent, he inspired us to do this in a lot of ways. Not necessarily him, but like the Arizona Sports Radio. It's like getting on, talking about sports. Like, those are guys where, like, when you talk about the craft, not as much of there's a craft of podcasting or talking into a microphone, like it's something that, like, if you guys go back and listen 5 years ago, like, it wasn't as smooth as it is now. And I'm not saying we're at the pinnacle or like are the best at it, but it's a lot better. Like, and it's because of like having that framework and like people to look up to like that. So more so than that for me personally, though, it's just he's breaking news. He's tapped in. He's interviewing influential people. We talk about Charles Barkley being on there, Gonzo being on there, Jerry Colangelo, Newsmakers Week. Like, they interview and talk to, and he is not afraid to ask pointed questions
He's selling
either.
it hard, huh?
He's not afraid to ask pointed questions. To
You're
these
right.
guys,
That's
point
the one
blank.
thing I like about Gambo. He doesn't fuck around because everybody else will be like, it'll be like softball after softball after softball, and Gambo will be like, so, okay, tell me, like, what is it? Are you going to lose your job or not? You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
So I think he's had a great influence on the fan base and being the voice of the fans in a lot, like those instances of asking. Then you can say I'm selling it, because I am a little bit.
You
but
are selling it.
You know what, Chris?
That's who I'm going with.
I think that is an absolute home run of a pick.
Do you know who's not going to win the poll? Chris.
All of your points,
you're not winning
100% accurate. And if you were going to pick somebody like that, he is the godfather of Arizona sports radio. If you really think about it, he's the one who's been around, him and Dan Bickley. But I think Gambo's been around longer on radio because Dan was working for the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, and he only had a
writing
2-hour
column,
show.
but he was also just doing columns in the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got on radio until mid-2000s, if not early 2010s.
I actually don't know.
And even then,
anything-
they only had the 2-hour radio show in the afternoon until about like 10 years ago now, probably.
But
was it? No, it was 8?
I think
Somewhere with
Because I was working at Casa Grande when they got rid of it.
I'm
'Cause
sorry.
I listened to Bertrand Berry and fucking Mike Jurecki.
But I think
that was
a big
awful show.
a big aspect of sports has to be the fan aspect. And where do we get our information the most?
No,
Those
that is
ones that
good.
are reporting on it. And who, like you said, who has the inside scoop more often than not? And that has been the awesome thing about the social media age, and now there's more people who get to be at the pressers to give reports. There's more people who have relationships and are tapped in, so you can find it so many different places. Me and Tallman have had the pleasure of meeting Burns and Gambo.
We did.
Some of the nicest guys. They sat down. They took their time to talk to us for a while. We talked with them.
And then Gambo was like, "Oh, what's your podcast?"
Yeah, he said he was going to listen.
Yeah, I'll listen.
I hope you listen, Gambo.
I've met a couple of the
Macer?
PHNX guys, Johnny Venerable and Bo Brock, super cool guys, down to earth, talking. And it's like, when you have that aspect of fan relationships as a fan and being able to bring the news to the people, like, that's influence. And I don't think there's anybody who has larger influence in the Valley than Gambo still, until the day that he retires.
Well, he's going to retire. Soon, right? He's going to go to Italy.
And that's that's the last thing I was going to say on Gambo is, like, he's heading in. He's made it no secret. He's heading into retirement here pretty soon. And Arizona sports radio will never be the same when he leaves. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I like a lot of those guys. I like Vince Marotta. I like Dan Bickley. I like the gang there. I love Dave Burns. Corona del Sol.
I do.
Corona del Sol graduate.
Right, yeah.
CDS. Yeah.
And then what is it? Gambo's kid plays for the Corona del Sol baseball team.
No shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
So his kids go to Corona del Sol.
It's in the family.
And he lives in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Fuck you! You're going to Corona del Sol, not Desert
Ridge
or
Desert Vista, Mountain Point.
Chuz and all those Ahwatukee boys see him over at the Ahwatukee Y all the time. Say what's up to him.
Oh shit! Yeah,
all
there
the
you
time.
go.
Yeah, he's just ingrained in the Valley. So
definitely.
Whoa, Chris, that was a curveball, but
I was not.
I knew you guys wouldn't see it coming.
You caught us looking, but it was perfectly in the strike zone where the ump threw that strikeout call so quick.
Wait,
That's
can I go back?
Pick, man.
Can I pick Dan Bickley?
Nope.
Pick? Damn it.
It's over.
Okay.
Nope,
wow.
it's
over.
So just recap here. I got
John Gambadoro.
I got Pat Tillman, Devin Booker, and John Gambadoro.
He doesn't belong in a list with
shut the
those
fuck up. As my top 3 Arizona sports influential figures. VSP Tallman has Larry Fitzgerald, Randy Johnson, and Bruce Arians, baby.
You know what's great? When you put this on Twitter, and Gambo will 100% respond.
We'll tag him. We got to tag him.
We'll
clip this and tag him.
We're gonna tag him.
If he's on that list, he will respond. The dude is like, he's on Twitter every fucking 2 minutes. He will respond.
We love you, Gambo. We love you. And then Michael Benjamin, his list is Jerry Colangelo, Charles Barkley, Diana Taurasi.
Diarrhea.
I wasn't going to say diarrhea. God damn it.
I literally couldn't have ran away with this thing any farther than I did.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's
between you and
me.
Well,
the problem is why I won't win is because you got all these super young kids who don't know what the hell happened in the past 35 years that I've been alive, or before 2012. So they're going to be like, "Who's Jerry Colangelo?" You can't tell me that that's not the truth.
No, that's gonna happen. The
1,000% true.
Thing's still
if I would have put Matt Ishbia over Jerry Colangelo, I probably would have won with the other.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we can get. Hopefully between the Suns ticket giveaway, tagging John Gambadoro, we can get some good engagement on this poll, and we can get a lot of people chiming in. I've conducted polls in the past, and not a whole lot of votes cast. So hope that's different. Is there a poll feature on Instagram? I'm not on Instagram.
On a story, we can do a story
poll.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll aggregate it. We'll do I think Facebook maybe we can do a poll too. So, but Facebook and Instagram are linked. I don't know how that works.
We'll put it on multiple platforms. We'll get the final number.
It's crazy. Mike is the oldest one. He's supposed to be the boomer of the group, but he's like the most social media savvy out of all three of us. Tallman couldn't navigate social media.
I'm the fucking worst.
He's the baby, and he doesn't know social media.
I am the worst. I'm so bad.
What are we doing here?
I'm sorry, guys.
All right,
I have failed every single one of them.
We are sufficiently off the rails at this point. I think it's time that we wrap it up and get out of here. For this 48th, the Arizona episode of the Heat Check podcast. Love getting together with you boys in person. But as always, I need to give each of you the floor one last time to share any thoughts, feelings, or opinions you might have to leave the people with. So, do you want Tallman to go first, Mike, or you want?
No, I'll lead us out.
Yeah, take it.
Okay. All right.
State 48, stand up, man. We are getting very, very close to episode 50 of the Heat Check podcast.
They said it couldn't be done.
This little podcast, it grow, even though it's growing slowly, we continue to grow, and it's been awesome to see the numbers continue to increase, specifically on YouTube on our views. So if you're a new viewer, a new subscriber, welcome. We're fans,
Fuck
just
you.
like you.
Just kidding. Sorry.
God damn it, Tallman!
He's
You've got
trying
to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. We're gonna have HR discussions after this. But leave a comment about other polls you guys
boss.
would like us to talk about, because these are really fun, and I think the Heat Check podcast is a perfect platform to do that, because we really talk high level because of the extra time it takes to kind of put together and get this one out. So it's, I don't want to talk about the Tuesday night Nuggets game when things are coming out later. We know the news cycle moves fast, so I think it was perfect to talk about the salute, if you want to call it, to K1 going to Minnesota, Diamondbacks coming up here, predictions, and then obviously had to give an ode to the state that we live in and we love. But gentlemen, it is always a pleasure. I appreciate you guys more than you know.
Love you, Mike. Never a chore to get together with you guys and do the Heat Check podcast.
Yeah.
And not only is this the state we live in, this is the state we were all three born and raised in.
That's right.
We had none of us have ever lived anywhere else. And
Some would say that's bad. But
you don't get that a lot, because I know we just spent a high amount of time praising 98.7, but they are full of transplants.
Yeah,
and most of them have embraced the Valley, but not all of the producers have, and that's one of my biggest complaints. But that's a story for another day. Tallman, what are your last thoughts?
Yeah, so cheers to me saying diarrhea.
Wait, should we interrupt Tallman the way he interrupted?
Okay, go ahead, please.
Diarrhea,
I have
diarrhea.
nothing, so please go ahead. Okay,
No, this
all
is your
you're-
moment.
You're fucking around. All right. Yeah.
But Tallman, I just think no,
I love it. Go ahead.
I'm not getting you a Josh Sweat jersey.
yeah, no Josh Fletcher. We're not giving the Cardinals our
That's
money.
if they're gonna do the whole trade thing, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Well, then Mac Wilson came out and said that's cap, and
Yeah,
who
we'll
knows
see.
what's cap.
He said that's probably
The
because it
Cardinals,
probably is.
the
cap,
Cardinals
but
be lying to us all the time, dude. I
Well, you
literally
can't-
don't know what's
you
what
can't
from what.
believe what you read on the TV screen, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you just got to let it go. But maybe maybe we do the D-backs jersey. This one's nice.
Dude, I got this. I traded in a bunch of old Sun.
Oh,
shirts.
that's the one you got from
Yeah, yeah,
Goodwill or whatever.
It would have
Was
been.
not
It
Goodwill.
would have been $250.
Okay, all
It
right.
was a memorabilia shop,
So was
It's
it?
not. No, it's like one of those.
pawn shops.
Not pawn shop, but it's not a thrift shop either. It's like
Dude, we need to get you a new
streetwear.
waistband.
Do you think that's low enough?
Is your
What
cock going to
in the
be giving
world?
your final thoughts?
Anyway, I think Heat Connect, AZ Heat Connect is where I got it. Shout out to them. They're out in Gilbert, but they have a bunch of vintage stuff, so that's where I got
Hell
it.
yeah, shout
But
out.
this
Tallman-
is like OG. This is like from 2001.
It's in great shape.
Yeah,
It's in
I'm
great shape.
surprised
It's in
it's
really
still,
good shape.
still holding up as well.
That was
as
fucking fun.
Okay, Chris, take us home.
Okay, I'm
Yeah, Tallman, you're done.
sorry.
You're done with your last thoughts. I
All right, bye. I was gonna say I'll give you like
Sorry, boss.
sorry,
Sorry,
boss. I was gonna say I'll give you how much you gonna spend on the jersey.
We'll find out.
All right, well, I'll take a Corbin Carroll jersey. How about that?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. All right,
Fine, All
gentlemen.
right, yeah, I'm done.
Gentlemen, this was a great episode. I'm going to have so much fun mixing this video down and putting it out on YouTube. We're going to, hey, make sure you like and subscribe so that one day we can be monetized and get Tallman a proper mic stand, because otherwise he's going to keep struggling. But as I said in the top, follow us right here on YouTube, Valley Sports Plug, and at @AZ_VSP on Instagram, X, TikTok, and so much more. All those links are in the description below. And make sure you enter for a chance to win those 2 Suns tickets to the Nuggets game. Man, you're only going to have a couple days by the time this gets out. So go ahead and enter, tell your friends, tell your family, increase your odds as much as you can, convince them to take you with them, and it should be a good time. But for Michael Benjamin, VSP Tallman, I'm Chris Patrick, and we'll see you next time. Peace.